So, da bin ich wieder. Wir wollten jetzt hier uns hier umgucken. Wen haben wir denn zum Beispiel hier drin? Ihr seht es ja, ich habe gerade ein großes Lächeln auf meinen Lippen. Annabelle. Yeah. This truly is the very image of a commoner's lodging. I mustn't complain though. Having shelter from the elements is all I should be asking for. It is truly the very image of a commoner's lodging. I mustn't complain though. Having shelter, ja. Schade, dass du nur einen Satz bekommen hast. Du bist wichtiger als ein Satz. Munch. Food here really is as good as they say. Things are going well on the business front too, so my name will be spreading like wildfire soon enough. It really is a nice town, isn't it? I came here to do some business while the grand market's going on, but it turned out to be even nicer than I expected. I was having a grand old time over at the counter if you're looking for her. She really conducts herself disgracefully sometimes. I should be used to it by now, but seems like our instructor is famous for all the wrong reasons. Indeed, part of me expected as much so. So I was having, yeah. The key to being a successful merchant is knowing what the other party wants. I see. How does one go about that though? Learning that requires listening to tales of my past achievements first. You see, my sheer skill when it comes to dealing with others allowed me to become very popular with the ladies. As a result, I was able to become close to more women than you could possibly fit into this room. This story is of no interest to me whatsoever. Trust me, this is entirely related to your interest. Being popular with the ladies and being successful as a businessman are closely linked. That is the universal truth. I somehow doubt that. This old man told me he'd teach me about the key to being a successful merchant, but he's been screwing around like this ever since last night. Is he just messing with me? Nicht unbedingt. You never change, do you, Sal? Come on, don't give me that. What kind of person would throw away the opportunity to enjoy beer this good? That's probably the last thing that should be coming from an instructor's mouth. Seriously. This field study definitely seems like it'll be hard work for you all. Here, take this. Hopefully it'll help you get through it. Oh, these look delicious. Thank you very much. No worries. Take this recipe too. It's nice and simple, so give it a shot sometime. Dankeschön. Nein, ich weiß nicht, will kaufen. Nee, will ich doch nicht. Der Blick von Elisa und Laura.
Nothing hits the spot quite like a cold beer.
She looks like she's having the time of her life.
Ich glaube auch da wieder ein gutes Indiz. Northumbria soll, glaube ich, so quasi das semöische Spiegelbild so ein bisschen, glaube ich, von Deutschland sein.
How many pints has she downed already? It's not even noon.
Ich meine, die redet manchmal Deutsch und dass sie Bier so gern mag. Ist natürlich ein Klischee halt, ne? Aber
Oh, you kids are still here? I'll just be hanging back and enjoying myself, so go on ahead and get started. Don't mind me.
We have questions for you, though. What's with these field study tasks?
I'm glad they're not as difficult as I was expecting, but they're just so...
Well, it makes sense you'd have some doubts. You only need to do the ones it says are required, though. Feel free to just ignore the rest if you want. I don't care.
wir werden die definitiv nicht ignorieren.
Up to you how much or how little you want to do.
Stop being so irresponsible and...
Wait. These kinds of decisions are as much a part of our field study as the tasks themselves.
Oh, what?
What do you mean?
You have 2 days. Trista isn't far from here, so you'll be returning to the academy tomorrow evening. Until then, you can spend your time here however the four of you see fit. Every decision rests on your shoulders. I won't be forcing you to do a thing.
Okay, so what's up? There's this look in your eyes like you've pieced something together. Well, does it relate in some way to our 3 days this past week? Specifically to your activities during that time? Oh, yeah, now that you mention it. Exactly. I spent this past 3 days doing various tasks on behalf of the student council. And while one of them did involve going back into that old school, the rest were just simple requests for assistance from the locals. In other words, exactly the sort of thing we've been asked to do here. And by the time I had taken care of everything, I felt like I'd learned a lot about Twister and the Academy. So I think we've been given similar tasks here for a similar reason. That would definitely make sense. I mean, all I know about Celdic is what I've read. There's probably a lot we can learn by actually coming here and helping people out like this. Indeed, the land of Erebonia is quite vast. This may be an invaluable opportunity to gather local knowledge of a place we may otherwise never have visited. Yeah, exactly. So there are various and sundry things Instructor Sarah may have planned for us. I say we just work our way down the list while immersing ourselves in Celtic culture, taking in as much as we can. Sounds good to me. Count me in. This actually sounds pretty exciting when you put it that way. Shall we depart then? During field study period, the party is assigned a variety of tasks to complete, much like on Ween's 3 days. Details of these tasks can be confirmed via the Quest tab on the notebook. When all tasks with a rec mark have been completed, the story will advance. Note, however, that any quests listed with a short time limit will become invalid when this happens. Jo, deswegen gehen wir erstmal wieder rein, mit Sarah zu reden. Haben wir noch nicht quasi. Like I said, it's up to you, kid, to decide how to handle things. You're representing Sorcerer, so don't do anything too crazy. It would probably have more weight if you said it without alcohol in your hand and food in your mouth. Or if you hadn't put the boys and the girls in the same room for that matter. Really, is there no way to change that arrangement? Guess I was right in thinking that it'd bother you at least. I think it would bother most girls. I assume she certainly isn't the type to be bothered at least. Is she for real? Well, let me just say that this was entirely on purpose. Not just you guys either. I'm not sure the other group would all be in the same room too. What? Is there a reason you arrange things like this? Well, let's put it this way. From now on, there are going to be times where you'll have to trust each other with your life. Meaning you'll have to be able to put out your personal differences behind you if you want to act as a cohesive team. Think of them for a moment. Can a group of people that are too shy to even sleep in the same room really accomplish that? If not, then Class 7 might be in for some trouble down the line. So this is essentially a test of sorts. Only you would come up with something like this. Why, I understand the reasoning behind your choice. Cope, Munch, can you at least try to act like a decent human being while you're lecturing us? Ich meine, die hat halt schon recht, ne? Oh yeah, I meant to say, I've made sure that you can get your archive looked at while you're here. You'll find the place just outside of here. It's called, hey Market, what was it called again? Oh, Sarah, you're hopeless. The place is called Otwin, and it's both an Orbital factory and an arms store. It'd probably be a good idea to check it out. Understood. Ah, yeah. Celdic. Langes her. Hello there. I assume you're tourists? Grand Market in the northern part of town if you're looking for that. There's a variety of goods and say there, from food to jewelry and even stuff from different parts of the continent. I recommend you give it a visit even if you don't plan on buying anything. There's plenty of daily necessities on sale at the Grand Market too, so both of us that live here shop there often. There's no Orbital factory or diner there, so we also make use of the stores on this street. Jake, where'd you put my notebook? I lent it to you so you could do your math homework, not so you could hide it. Come get it if you want it back. Oh, not again. I'm gonna get really angry if you don't give it back. Haha, time to spend the day teasing Susie again. I lent it to him because he said he'd finally do some studying, and now just this. Hurry up and give it me back. Ah. Oh, die Katze. Die Katze. Die Katze. Lulu, oh, ist die Katze süß. Susie moved here from Heimdall a while ago. Jake keep bullying her though. Why can't they just get along? Jake wants to stop bullying Susie. Bullying's wrong though, right Lulu? Ja. Ja, du bist eine süße kleine Katze. The Septian Church offers simple treatment to those who suffer from injury free of charge. It's in particularly high demand here in Celdic due to all the farms in the region. It's not unusual for farmers to get injured after all. It's almost part of a job description. Then I believe the medicine Mulbert requires this here. I hurt my leg a bit while farming, so I came along to get some medicine. Father's herbal medicine really does the trick. I bet it's because he prays to Adios while making it. I hurt my leg, ja. Mit dir reden wir später, weil bei dir... Wobei, ne, wir können die eigentlich anfangen, dann können wir direkt auch gleich was abholen. Excuse me, are you Father Serbo? That correct? And you would be... Oh, I see. You must be the students who will be helping with my request? But us, we came here from Thors Military Academy. I suspected as much. Thank you for taking the time to come and speak with me. I'd like to request that you collect the ingredients I need to make some medicine. Do you have time to do this request for me? We're ready to help. My thanks. Can I ask what sort of medicine these ingredients will be used for? It's essentially medicine to deal with the common cold by strengthening the body's immune system. Many people tend to catch it during spring and fall when the temperature switches between hot and cold, you see? This is why I ended up running out in the first place. Ah, that makes sense. I've had to rely on the church for medicine a bunch of times too. Definitely made my life easier. Agreed, we owe much to the vast amount of medical knowledge the church possesses. We really do, especially since modern pharmaceuticals still can't compare to it. You students certainly know your stuff. But getting back to the matter at hand, there's 2 ingredients I want you to collect for me. The first is the medicinal plant known as a bear claw, which grows in humid areas. It's not common to find them growing in Celdic, but you can still get them at the Grand Market. There's a drugstore run by a man named Flint. Tell him that I sent you. I'll note that down. The other ingredient I need is imperial carrots. You can get these from a farmer named Paul, who lives in a farmhouse on the West Celtic Highway. Again, simply tell him that I sent you and he should share some with you. Understood. That should be it then. Is there anything you'd like me to go over again? No, that's fine. Which of our 2 destinations would we make our way to first? Doesn't seem like it'd matter. Yeah, I agree. We'll be off then, Father. I will be awaiting your return. Yep. Ja, das eine ist mich auf dem Grand Market, dann können wir gleich wieder vorbeischauen. Direkt das mitnehmen. Here's Ortwin's Arms and Oval Factory. Oh, I take it you're the students the market manager was talking about. Well, feel free to take a look at my wares. It might not compare to what you get in bigger missies, but they should come in handy either way. Tatsächlich neue Waffen. Natürlich kaufen wir die dann. Wers, die machen ein bisschen was hoch an physisch, aber die machen die Artverteidigung deutlich schlechter, deswegen lasse ich es mal. Gucke, die macht Speed um ein bisschen mehr sogar runter. Am einen bei den Jungen. Macht die Agility um 10 runter. Bei Agility das ist Move, glaube ich. Ne, Move ist da. Ich weiß gar nicht, was das in Klammern bei Agility dann ist. Na, dann lasse ich es mal erstmal lieber weiter. Welcome. This is the shop's Oval Factory. Oh, you wouldn't happen to be a student from Seoul, would you? That's correct, we're here in regard to your request. It involved replacing the open light in a road lamp on the highway, right? Could we ask for the details? Sure, let's get right to it. As you read, one of the road lamps on the western highway stopped working the other day. And the cause of that is the open light inside it breaking. So, basically, I want you all to go switch the broken open light for a new one. Speaking of which, here you go. So all that's required of us is to replace the broken one with this then. Yep, that's about the size of it. So where exactly on the western highway is it? Once you're on the highway, keep heading north until you can see a place called Unser Nature Park. There's a windmill in front of it that you can't miss. The lamp's near there. Make sure you check the maintenance panel to be sure that it's the right one. It'll have BO2 written on it. Near the windmill in front of the nature park. Understood. Is it safe to leave such work in our hands? I believe none of us have any experience related to this. Don't worry, pretty much anyone can do it. All you're doing is taking the light out and putting a new one in. Simple. I guess the most difficult thing about it is remembering the code to unlock it, but you can just write that down. There's a code. Yeah. You need to input it so you can open the maintenance panel. Let's see. The code for BO2 is 466515. Das ist derselbe Code wie in Sky 1, oder? Ah, verhacke mich lieber euch. 466515, got it. Oh yeah, almost forgot to mention. The light from the road lamp actually repelled monsters. So in other words, in places where there's no light, they're much more likely to appear. So keep an eye out when you're replacing it. The last thing you want is to be caught off guard by monsters. I see, thanks for the warning. That's pretty much it then. Would you mind heading out to do it now? Leave it to us. Let's go then. Mal hier gucken. Ich kann mir immer noch nicht leisten. Du hier irgendwie was Interessantes. Keine Waffen-Ding, ne? Sufficient Items, was? Ich habe nicht genug New Materials, okay. Dachte schon. Ich dachte schon. Ho, I see it's as lively this year as ever. I always come across something special at the Grand Market each year. I look forward to this year's findings too. Hey there, interested in buying the latest Imperial Chronicle? I'm telling you, you ought to buy it. Another papers can't compare to the Imperial Chronicle's 120 years history. If you don't, you're gonna miss out on all the latest news and be left behind by society. Way to go for the hard sell. I see that even the children here are skilled beyond their years. Whoa there, Missy, let's not lump me together with the rest of those kids. You can't come to Celdic without hearing about me, Quiz the newsboy. I'm always hanging around here, so feel free to stop by again if you ever need me. Ich habe halt leider die Imperial Chronicle schon. Come right up, folks. I've got the latest and hottest issue of Imperial Chronicle waiting for you to buy it. But big features all about an announcement from the Imperial government. Zip right up if you're interested. Don't forget that 100 mirrors, huh? You're not getting hot news like this for free. Here I am, finally ready to set up shop at the Grand Market itself. There was a bit of a delay in getting here, but oh well, not an issue. A choice spot like this means way better sales. I am expecting to really rake in the profits. The Grand Market really is full of life. Got a great spot too, so I'm expecting to really rake in those sales. Ja. Heinz, du schaffst das. If you're looking for Otto, he's currently in Barriere to the south. He has some important business to take care of over there, you see. I do hope everything goes well. Otto happens to be the Grand Market manager. I do hope his business in Barriere goes well. Ja, hoffe ich auch. Ich will Otto sehen. Well, the market manager's been out of town a lot recently. I wonder what's got him so busy. It's not ideal for him to be gone while the Grand Market's going on, to be honest. The market manager is Celdic's representative, after all. It's not ideal for him to be gone while the grand market's going on, considering all the issues that have been popping up. Oh, are you all students? This happens to be our guardhouse. If you don't have any business here, take your leave. Those who choose to obstruct our work will be punished under provincial law. Take your leave if you have no business here. Oh, von Arsch. That's just what you're looking at, huh? Are you all students? Must be nice being, Oh, damn it. Who might you be? I don't recall seeing any of you around here before. You have some form of identification. Soldiers? Wait, I think I recognize those uniforms. We're students from Thors Military Academy. We're currently visiting Celdic as part of a field study. Thors? You mean the Thors? Now that you mention it, I do recognize the emblem. My apologies for any rudeness. We are members of the Cold Steel Provincial Army. Our main duty is to keep the peace in Celdic. The Provincial Army, isn't that? They are military forces operated by the ruling lord of each province, charged with maintaining security. They function as a secondary unit separate from the formal Imperial Army. I've never heard of any field study program at Thors. It's a little early in the year for something like that too. But many graduates of our academy currently serve in our ranks, so you'll be sure to uphold the academy's good name. Don't do anything you shouldn't. Thank you very much. We'll be sure not to let you down. I'm glad to hear it. Take care now and keep your noses clean. We will. That concludes our patrol. Back to the guardhouse, men. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Sie sollten vielleicht selber aufpassen, Ihre Nase sauber zu halten. Man, he was scary. If they have a Kreuzten Provincial Army, doesn't that mean they're ruled by... Yeah, Eustace's family, the Barriere. Celdic is in the northern part of their territory after all. I think it would be best for us to keep out of their way. We should return to the task at hand. Jo. Da ist, warte mal, da geht's in den Westen raus. Dann geht's in den Osten raus, genau. My sister moved away a while ago. She said she was gone to school. I keep sending her letters, but I never get any back. I wonder what she'd done now. Damit ist, glaube ich, offensichtlich wer die Schwester. My daddy's a brilliant merchant. He's always at grand market first thing in the morning. I want to be a merchant like him when I'm older. Oh, I recognize those uniforms. You wouldn't happen to be student from Thors Military Academy, would you? The uniforms are somewhat different from my daughter's, who happen to be from a special class. I presume that makes you the mother of one of our fellow students then. That's correct, she enrolled as Thors this year in fact. She left in high spirits, going on about how she's off to see the world for herself. Oh, Becky, I hope you're doing well. Regardless, I'm pleased to meet you all. There's not much here, but feel free to make yourself at home. I'll have to send some allowance over to Becky now that it's starting to get warmer lately. I do hope she's doing well with her classes. She had a tendency to focus entirely on math and neglect her other studies while in Sunday school. Ja, was man also tut, wenn man das Händlersein im Blut hat quasi. Mal gucken wir mal, Quest. Das auf East Celdic Highway, okay. Also wir müssen beide auf jeden Fall ablaufen, okay. Die Musik immer wieder Zelda Ocarina of Time. Ich weiß nicht warum. Dieser mit Majora's Mask, ja. Wow, look at all the people here. Yeah, it really is bustling. I guess that's the reason people come from all over to visit it. Look over there, there's even someone performing. I could see myself spending hours here. I see no harm in taking this opportunity to shop, as long as it's done in process of completing a field study task. Yeah, it would be a waste not to see what all this town has to offer. We'll just have to make sure not to get carried away.